Question number 3 here says, if the figure below is made with cubes with 2 centimeter side lengths, what is its volume? Explain your thinking. So what I know a lot of people did is they tried to use the same counting strategy. They said, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They counted this side and they said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They counted this side and they said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they just knew, they said, well, I know that I can find volume by taking my length times my width times my height. I know if I multiply those 3 dimensions together that will equal my volume. The problem is that each of these cubes is not one cube. They said that it is a 2 centimeter side length. So what that means is that every single one of the cubes in here, so this cube, for example, right here, this one in the corner, I'm going to color it in yellow so that you can see it. This cube is not worth 1 cube. It's really this. Okay, so do you see how this cube here is 2 by 2 by 2? So they're saying this edge is 2, and this edge is 2, and this edge is 2. Okay, so how can we do that then? If the other ones are there. So I'm going to take this cube and I am going to blow it up. So I made this one as big as I could and it's a little bit blurry. But you can see that if each of these cubes is 2 by 2, that really this face is going to sloppily look like this. Where once we saw 4, we really need to, because each cube is 2 by 2. So let's go ahead and get this all drawn in. If I drew in on this whole side, I can then count the cubes. This cube has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This dimension, which previously looked like it was 6, really has a dimension of 12. Let's look at this a different way. Okay, so if I say each of these cubes right here, let's just look at this one. Each of these cubes right here is really not 1 cube, but is 2 by 2. This stops looking like it's 4 in each layer and really becomes 16 in each layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 16. Okay. Some people use the strategy of, well, it's said that it's 2 centimeters cubed, so that's twice as big as that. And so I'm just going to count my regular ways and I'll double it. Let's take a look at why that's wrong. All right, so if I take a look at 1, if I double the volume of 1, that's really 2 cubes. But that doesn't mean that I've doubled both dimensions. Here, in this case, I only doubled the height. That's not what that cube is saying. I didn't double just the height and the width. I doubled the entire volume. I doubled the height and the width and the length. Doubled all 3 dimensions. So when they say every one of our cubes is really 2 by 2, we're saying what we would have counted as 1, we clearly really need to count as 8. Let's go back to that original question. Okay, so we've got to figure this out with a different volume that it appears, and we have to explain our thinking. Just a number is not going to work here. A number with a unit is better, but a number with a unit and an explanation of how you knew which numbers to use in your math is the best solution you can come up with.